from the Oshkosh Beer Blog.
What do we have today?
Toppling Goliath, a fashionable beer, a very fashionable beer. Toppling Goliath from Decorah, Iowa.
Yes.
Now, well, they're not just Decorah, Iowa anymore.
No.
Because they also brew in Lakeland, Florida. And I think now the majority of their beer is actually being brewed in Lakeland,
All their
Florida.
mainline beer comes from Florida.
So that's the is it just the stuff in the 16-ounce cans?
As far as I know, that's correct.
Okay.
They still have their small brew house in Decorah, which I believe all of this series comes from a few other specialty one-offs, and I think the very little tagging they do maybe comes from Decorah too.
Okay, and on the bottle here it only says Decorah.
Yeah.
So the brewery started in 2009, but last year they hooked up with Brew Hub in Lakeland to produce their flagship
to
beers.
kind of scale up faster than they could. But I know they are in the midst of building a large brew house.
Yeah, actually I read about that.
Yeah.
And they're talking like having a capacity of like 100,000 barrels.
Yeah.
That's huge.
So they would be able to stop brewing the majority of their beer at Brew Hub.
Well, and what that Brew Hub thing is kind of interesting though, because they're also distributing in Florida.
Oh, they are. Really?
You know, which would make sense, be a whole lot easier than shipping beer down from Iowa.
Exactly.
That's the same place where like Cigar City High Life IPA is being done. So.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a nice thing for these smaller brewers that can't scale up fast enough. Yeah. But I think Toppling Goliath is doing it the right way by kind of hopefully bringing it in house again. Because I think you can say as much as you want about we're down in Florida, we're fine tuning the recipes, we're keeping a close eye on things, which I guarantee they are, but it's just not the same. I mean, it's it's not the same water. It's not
perception-wise, it certainly is.
Well, exactly.
And that little thing seemed to have caused some friction at the brewery too, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Like the brewer left, the guy that was like kind of the guy behind all these beers that made them quite famous. But they've patched things up.
He's
now.
back in the fold.
They've remade it.
Yep, absolutely. So, but it'll be interesting because in some people's minds, the beer that's made in Florida is inferior to beer made in Decorah, and
I would like to do a blind tasting.
Yeah.
But can you get any of those beers?
Well,
like
no, I mean, because I
anymore?
don't think they're making pseudo-sue really at all in Decorah. I mean, maybe once in a while they're making it in bottles, but I think it's 99% of it's being made in Florida. So
the last time I had pseudo-sue was out of the 16-ounce can.
Yeah.
Which is another one of the pale ales from Toppling Goliath, which they've really become famous for. That's the beer that kind of put them on the map.
Absolutely, it is. Yeah.
But anyways, when I had it out of the 16-ounce can, I thought it was quite a bit better, actually, than the time before when I had it out of the bottle.
Okay.
It seemed really fresh and bright. The hop flavors were
really
bright to
okay.
me. So
they were making in bottles through Brew Hub for a while.
Okay.
So that could be because they actually the bombers were being made in Decorah, but then they went to bottles, which are from Brew Hub, and then to 16-ounce cans and 12-ounce bottles.
So possibly the last bottle I got was out of Brew Hub.
Yeah.
So anyways, did we come here to talk all day? Or
no, let's drink. So we got Soul Hunter, which is a single hop pale ale with the Equinox, the relatively newly named Equinox hops.
Yeah, it was HBC 366 or something like that before.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Did you have? So they did this before, but they called it X Hops.
X Hop series. So that was an all series unto itself, which was all experimental hops. And as Lee mentioned, that was the X Hops Red edition, which we did not see.
We didn't get that here.
No.
Okay. Well, it's got that trademark sort of like hazy. Cold. And we should say they're calling it a pale ale. It's 5.2%, and they're saying 70 IBUs.
Wow.
Which for a 5.2% beer, that's a lot of bitterness to carry.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So the kind of vegetal nose, kind of oniony a little bit.
Yeah, Equinox is like one of these hops now that's supposed to be citrusy, tropical fruit, a lot of papaya and stuff like that. But it also has this herbal aspect to it.
I saw a lot of green pepper, but sweet green pepper, or something that was pleasing instead of kind of underripe. Maybe.
And I don't get the green pepper at all. The herbal thing I get, and I get more like a candied fruit, almost like those dehydrated or dried apricots. Yeah, that's kind of what I get initially. But really, nice aroma to it. Really aromatic beer too. I mean, over here I can smell it.
So right off the bat, this has a little bit more malt than most of the beers in these Bomber Pale Ale series.
Yeah, it reminds me of a way. Actually, they're kind of like malt bill. I wonder if it shifts all that much because there's a real similarity.
There is
beer to beer with these,
but it's got more richness in the malt character than most of those.
I wonder if it's the hops actually not as forceful in some of the other
that
beers.
could be.
But it's coming.
But it's slightly, I think, slightly darker than some of them, like a Pompeii, which is all mosaic hops. That's a real kind of straw golden, where this is kind of a little bit deeper color.
I was like struggling there to remember what beer that it's Pompeii. This is what it reminds me of.
Okay.
And I the herbal thing I'm really getting now.
Yeah.
Like oregano, thyme, those Mediterranean type herbs.
Yeah.
And I'm getting less and less of that tropical fruit type of thing.
Oh, the nose is very interesting.
Yeah.
See, I like these kind of the non-traditional aromas and flavors. 'Cause, I mean, everybody's using Citra and Mosaic, and this really is a cool hop because it's unique in its flavor profile.
Yeah, and what's kind of interesting, this hop is developed by the same people. I think it's called the Hop Breeding Company.
Yeah, I saw
They
that.
developed Citra, Simcoe, Mosaic, and now this. I mean, the influence this breeding company is having on craft beer is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, these are the flavors everyone's chasing as far as the hops.
Well, I also read that Sierra Nevada was kind of worked in concert with this hop breeding company to kind of hybridize the Equinox hop, and they were the first ones to use it commercially. They did an experimental beer in their single hop series, but then the first one they actually went to market full force with was their Ruthless Rye.
Oh, okay, sure.
They used this in that.
That was Equinox.
Beer. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
This is like now that I'm into my second glass, it's it's changing a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, that first blush of aroma and flavor I got really was that kind of apricot-y thing, and now I'm getting way more of the herbal. Oregano especially. It's weird.
Yeah. No, I definitely get that. We kind of got Thai basil, a little bit of spiciness.
Yeah.
Definitely. This has a touch more bitterness than some of the other bombers they make too.
Maybe it's me this morning, but I'm not, like I was just going to say, I'm not getting 70 IBUs.
No.
I mean, that seems...
that could be the placebo effect, but I am getting a distinct bitterness in the back of my throat, but not...
Yeah, there's more like a lingering kind of bitter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think that's nice. I mean, they're obviously well known for doing, massive dry hop additions, which, all the aroma, all the flavor and mouthfeel, but not much extracted bitterness generally.
Well, and I think what happens, I mean, to me, I've said before with their beers, there's like a signature mouthfeel.
Yeah.
They're always kind of soft and lush. This definitely has.
Yeah, I agree.
It's got to be coming from that dry hopping, however they're doing it. I mean, it seems to relay a kind of a signature sort of mouthfeel every time.
And I think this beer is actually a good value. The beers in this line generally are. I mean, they're using a ton of hops to make these, and obscure hops like this, and Mosaic, Citra, which are expensive hops and hard to procure for breweries these days. So
you just got this in last week.
Yeah, last week. We've got a little bit of it left. We've got Pseudo-Sue and Pompeii. If you want to go
that'd be
horizontal.
Yeah. So the Pseudo-Sue you have in the cans?
Yes, 16-ounce cans. At Pompeii is in the 22-ounce bombers.
Excellent. So, well, that might kind of be an interesting comparison right there. The Pseudo-Sue coming out of Florida.
I mean, you'll definitely get a sense of the house style if you drink a couple of these. But really, I mean, with hoppy beer being just on fire, I mean, these guys are still at the forefront. I mean,
so do you find you have the same customers coming back and picking up their beers every time?
Absolutely.
I mean,
and we have a lot of customers that will be stopping through the area that will, because I don't know if
they know you
on their
have
website or somehow they've gotten wind that we have it, and they'll stop and clean me out. So
really?
Yeah,
cool.
Definitely still has a huge following. So
yeah, it's interesting. I mean, they haven't been around 7 years now. They haven't been around that long, but they seem to really have a dedicated following.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can see why. I mean, it's a very
I think once they sign up with distribution, this beer will be.
So they're still not distributing?
No, they're self-distributing, and apparently they haven't found anybody who suits their exact needs, which is fine. I think it makes sense to kind of have the distributors court you for a while.
Because initially you were driving down to Madison and picking up their beer.
2.5 years ago now, I was driving down with some consistency, but now they have delivery trucks that come to the area with
Well, glad that you're getting it here. This is
Yeah,
great.
yeah, it's really a fantastic beer.
Yeah, nice. All right, Adam.
Hey,
Pros.
cheers.